Welcome back to SnowRunner. You join us today on Drummond Island as we look at the mission Out with the Old. For this mission we need to take the construction rig semi-trailer from the port at Drummond Island to the drilling site at Smithfield Dam. It sounds like a long journey, and it is. We're going to be using the Pacific P16 for this. We're going to really test out just how good it is as we mark out the way we're going to go. Now I have some concerns. No matter what truck we use for this, I have some concerns. I think the P16 should be good enough. I think it'll have enough power, but this bridge just here is one of my concerns. Also, going up this narrow bit here where the rocks are could get a little bit tight. Other than that, I think we're okay in Drummond Island. I don't think there's any other points of concern. The other concern will be more on Smithfield Dam. There's a lot of little areas that I think is going to be quite a tight squeeze to get this semi-trailer through, but we'll see when we get there. The start of this should be okay. It's just as we get going, we'll see what happens. It's a long journey though, and one I'm looking forward to. In a way, I'm looking forward to really putting the Pacific P16 through its paces. You know, we've moved these trailers before. We used the Fleet Star previously, and it struggled massively. I think we've done one with the other vehicle that I can't remember the name of. It's always the way when you don't want to, when you want to remember the names, like the Transtar. I think we moved one with the Transtar. We may not have done, actually. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But at least we get to see, is this P16 as strong as it does seem? Because so far, it hasn't put a foot wrong. It has really seemed really strong and steady. And considering we've not taken it back to the garage yet to have a look at tyres or engine or any upgrades or anything, this is still bog standard as we found it. Just because we haven't been near a garage. But you're also using this to take this to the drilling site at Smithfield Dam will allow us to take it to the garage, give it a once over, any upgrades we can do, and add it to our chart of vehicles so we can actually compare it to some of the others as well. Whether we'll get that done today, I'm not sure. It's just going to depend how long this takes. But already it's off to a flyer because it's not struggling. It is pulling nicely. Fuel is at a decent level. It isn't going down ever so quickly or anything. When we've seen trucks pull trailers that is a little bit too heavy for them, you always notice the fuel goes sky high, the usage. With this, it doesn't seem to be. There are hills like this one, you can see it go above 10. A little bit stuck there. But yeah, I do try and keep an eye on it because I do think if it goes above 10, you're struggling. If it's below 10, generally, you're okay. So the hills do have a little bit of an issue, it seems. The other thing I've got to get used to, the P16 has a really poor turning circle. And with that, when you've got an extra long trailer like we've got on at the minute that's really wide as well, trying to get that turning circle round tight corners can be really tricky. Hence why I'm a little bit worried about the bridge and the bit just after with the rocks, and then Smithfield Dam itself is going to be there's going to be some issues. I'm not expecting this to go perfectly well. I think we're going to have some issues somewhere along the line. Fuel wise, we're okay at the minute. We started around 200 litres. That's absolutely fine to get out of here. There is a fuel tanker waiting for us as we get into Smithfield Dam, so I'm not overly worried about fuel. I suppose we should be thinking about fuel once we're in Smithfield Dam. It depends on the route we take and the journey. There is a chance we may need some fuel somewhere along the line, but we'll deal with that when we get to it. That's least concern at this point. But I hope all you guys are enjoying this SnowRunner playthrough so far. I'm thoroughly enjoying recording it. It is a fantastic game. There are times you spend hours, and I mean hours, doing one mission, try and record it, and then you guys see 40 minutes of it. And it's like, okay, when things go wrong, they go catastrophically wrong. But even with that, there is a massive sense of satisfaction when you do achieve what you want to achieve. I really enjoyed that. There are moments of frustration, admittedly, when you tip a trailer over for the 5th time, and you know it's going to be a long journey back. Other than that, I really enjoy it. I'm looking forward to getting further in. Obviously, there's new maps we've got to do once we finish Michigan, DLCs as well. I really want to do the new SnowRunner game, the Mud Runner Expeditions, but there's no point doing that and this at the same time, I don't think. Unless you guys say otherwise, but at the minute we can't quite fit it on with everything else we're doing. But we'll see how we go. There's loads of games out there at the minute I really want to play. Just personally, off camera, off the channel. But I don't have the time to do so because everything's spent. Just caught the left-hand side of the front there on the actual bridge itself. That cost us a couple of bits into the engine there, a bit of damage. But I don't think it's going to affect us too badly. This was where I've obviously got this turn wrong. I thought I got it perfect, and obviously I've took it a little bit too tight. You can see the trailer's going across the ground there rather than coming around the road, which would have made it an easier swing. Can we get through? I'm assuming the height's okay. It's the only route this way, so I'm guessing the height's okay. If not, we've got a bigger issue. Yeah, it should be fine. We'll go back to what I was just talking about in a second, the games and stuff. This is the bit I was really concerned about. So the bridge, okay, we took a bit of damage, but we did the turn badly. My fault. Can we get up here and not have any issues? It's just the tight corners. With the P16, the turning circle is horrendous. And when you're pulling a trailer like this, it makes that even worse. I've tried to go as wide as we could there. I think I'm dragging the trailer basically up the rocks, essentially, rather than on the road at this point. It doesn't seem to be following us properly. Come on. Keep pulling. I think this is where the power of the P16 really shows. You know, it is just pulling that trailer up that hill. And it's not having the easiest time in the world, but I wouldn't expect it to, and I don't think anything else would either. Got to get this corner right. I've caught the rail on the right hand side there. Come on. Let's tease it round. I'm starting to really enjoy using the P16. I think this will be the big tell. If this goes really well, then I'm going to really enjoy using it, for the really big jobs especially. No, we haven't seen the fleet starting. Oh, that's damage. I caught the rail again. That's tyre damage as well as suspension. That's not what we wanted. It's not catastrophic, luckily. Right, we'll take us a little bit wider if we can, just to avoid them rocks there. There we go. I think that's okay. I think we've done the bit that I was concerned about. That is that bit done. The rocks is dealt with. I think we're now fairly safe for the journey to the access point to go across the Smithfield Dam. That was really my big concern, the bit we've just passed. Anyway, okay, we took some damage. It wasn't nice and flowing, but we made it. And it wasn't that difficult. Which kind of makes me think maybe Smithfield Dam isn't going to be as bad as I think it's going to be. We shall see. But so far so good. Luckily the damage on the P16 point isn't too bad. We haven't lost a tyre or anything. So we should be okay. But as I was saying, yeah, games. There's so many games out that I want to play personally that don't necessarily need to be on the channel. But because we have so much on the go, I just don't have the time to do so. I've always said I wanted a personal game, something that we're not playing on the channel that I can just do in my downtime. I don't seem to get much downtime. Mainly because of the drowsiness at night. Because normally, obviously, we can't stream in the evenings now, while I'm so drowsy. I thought I could play something in the evenings for an hour. I can't. Because I'm just too drowsy. It doesn't work. That's the one thing I miss, is that personal game that I can just enjoy for me. But then the other side of the coin of that is everything we play on the channel. Yes, you guys vote for them, but I decide what's in the vote. I enjoy. You know, I can spend several hours playing Mafia, and I'm enjoying that. I know we're recording it, and in the back of my mind, I know we've got to, you know, record it and play it in a fashion that makes sense when we record it and edit it. But at the same time, I still really enjoy it, and I wouldn't play anything I didn't enjoy. So it's kind of it's a balancing act, I think, more than anything else. I think anyone that tells you that YouTube is easy is talking rubbish. They really are. You know, you get all these people that claim that, yeah, you can make millions off YouTube. It's really simple, really easy, and they're not generally the ones that are in your inbox telling you, I can help your channel. I can give you X amount of views. They're all organic. They're not bots. No, they're not. None of it's real. They just want your money, and they won't give you what they do. They may give you it short term, long term, it will destroy your channel. And any subscribers you get from it, you'll lose. They'll take back, because they're bots. YouTube aren't silly. They will get rid of them. And you get them in your inbox all the time. It's really frustrating. They're always in your inbox. Well, there we go. There's my little moan for today. Scammers and YouTube experts, they call themselves. Yeah, frustrating. And you try and help people and say, look, ignore your inbox. Don't reply to them. And no. Right, anyway, enough of me. We're here. We are going to cross into Smithfield Dam. And we're here. Okay, Smithfield Dam. Let's have a look at our route. This is the bit that concerns me for several reasons. It's quite a long way, but a lot of this is going to be off-road dirt tracks, and that's the concern. I think the start of this will be simple. It's this bit here that I'm really concerned about. I think we're going to go farm route and go north, because that bit there is really concerning. If we tip and fall into the water, we're done. Whereas I think if we follow the road round by the log station and the farm, I think that's a better route to go. And again, no shortcuts down the mountain. We're going to follow it properly. That's where our fuel tanker is, so we can fill up fuel there. And we can go down the mountain quite happily. This is quite winding. The bridge there is a little bit of a concern, I suppose. But as long as we get it right onto it and we don't dip off the edge, we should be fine. I don't think there's any other bit of this that concerns me, to be fair. No. There are some tight corners. Yeah, this one's a tight corner with the rocks. That could be tricky. But if we get the turn right, I don't think that's going to be too much of a problem. And then we go across, past the quarry, across the bridge, and then over the dam as well. Should be fairly simple. And then this is where we've got to decide how we're getting into the farm. Now, the off-road track is there as well, which I think is probably our best bet. It's going to be tricky around there. Where them rocks are could be tricky. But then I think we head into the farm, and then we head north from the farm. And we look at going log station and take the kind of main road round. It's a longer journey, admittedly. There are shorter journeys we could take, shorter routes. But I think they're going to be a lot harder to squeeze through. Whereas this, I think, will make it a far simpler journey with a lot less issues, is my hope anyway. I can't guarantee that's how it's going to work, but I think that kind of works for us, to be fair. It just looks so far, doesn't it? Wow. Yeah, and it's at night, which doesn't help. This is going to be interesting. First of all, let's fill up. Fuel-wise, we didn't do too badly. I don't think we used a massive amount of fuel on Drummond Island to get to here. Whether we've got enough fuel, well, this carries 300 litres. I don't know if that's enough to get us all the way there. It's going to be depending on if we get stuck, because obviously you're going to use more fuel trying to get out of them situations. You know, driving along generally as we are now, what, 4.4 litres per minute isn't that bad. Then you start getting stuck, that can go over 10. So that's something to think about. We may have an issue with fuel. It just means we'll have to call on a vehicle for fuel. But if we do, we do. So let's fill up full 300 litres, please. There we go. And let's begin heading down the hill. Now, I think this will be fairly simple, but I don't know. There's always a little part of me that's always worried, because when you think something's going to be simple, it doesn't always turn out that way. But we have done this journey quite a few times. I don't think we've done it in something as big as this so far, though. I'm trying to think what we did the last. I think Black River was the last construction rig trailer. Must have been Black River, I think. But I don't think we did a journey this far with it. But I'm not entirely sure, to be fair. All we can do is keep going, see what we can do. Just got to take these corners as best we can. Try and allow for that turning of the trailer, especially. This is one thing I struggle with, is the trailer turning. Trying to take it wide, just to give the trailer enough turning circle. I'm never really sure if it's enough. But so far, it's gone really smoothly. I say that, and now I regret saying that, aren't I? You can actually see the trailer getting caught on things and bouncing off it. I think the pull of the P16 just pulls it through, but it's just down to the turning circle. I can't look at the trailer and how it's turning every time we take a corner, otherwise I wouldn't make it. Because I wouldn't be able to see where we're going. I just got to hope it follows the line we take, kind of thing. I think there are times I'm taking it a little bit too tight. That's a better corner though, taking it nice and wide and swinging it around nicely. Now, if I remember the map correctly, I think we're coming up to the bridge shortly. That's going to be a tough one. Just making sure we get on it square, really, more than anything else. But I think there's a corner just before, so that's going to be the big thing. I'm going to take the corner correctly, otherwise we're in trouble. Can't remember how far away it is from here, actually. To be fair, I don't think it's too far. Cutting that corner, that may have been a bad decision, to be fair. I cut that corner quite a bit, just because it occurred. Oh, here we go, bridge. I knew it wasn't far. I knew it was around the corner. So, my mistake just then, I cut that corner previously a little bit too much, which gave me a really poor angle. So now this is an issue. Okay, got to go on wide. because I don't want the trailer going to the right, and I know when it swings around it might, so that's why I've kind of straddled it, but it's worked. If I'd been more in the middle of the actual bridge itself, I think that trailer may have gone off the edge, and I think the weight of the trailer would have pulled us with it, and that would be bye-bye P16. I don't know what happens if you fall from a great height on one of these. I don't want to test it. I know we've rolled the Scout a few times, but only a few. I don't know what happens if you know, can you blow a vehicle up if it falls on a massive mountain with the construction trailer on the back? I don't know how we get out of that mess once it happened, to be fair. But the bridge, yeah, it wasn't too bad in the end, even though we messed up the actual beginning of it by taking the corner a little bit too much of an acute angle, shall we say. But so far, no! I knew I was hitting it. That's engine damage, not once, 3 times. I knew I was catching that. I just took it too quick, too wide, and yeah, I've got caught up on it. Come on. There we go. Yeah. Only engine damage. I'm glad we didn't do wheel damage. I really thought we might have smashed a wheel up there. But that's engine damage. That will affect how much fuel we're using over time as well. But yeah, too fast, too wide, and yeah, silly mistake. Unfortunately, these things happen. Especially when you're a bit drowsy on some of these journeys. I'm not going to blame that. It's not, you know, it's my fault, no matter what. Okay, trees, be careful not to get stuck in any of these, but I think we're okay. Try and take it wide again. I don't know what I was worried about. I really thought, was worried about this section, but the bits that I was worried about, oh no, we've got one left to come actually, saying that. There's a rocky section. That's a really horrible turn, and a big drop off the side. I don't want to speak too soon as it's gone really well, because it might not. I can't remember quite where it is. The thing is, when it's dark and you can't quite see what's around you that well, you kind of then lose your point of reference. I know there's a sharp turn coming up. Can't tell you where it is. Whereas in the daylight, I probably could. Oh yeah, it's not far because of this, this, and this. Is it this? It's not this one. We've had to take it really wide. It's worked out okay though. Watch out for the trees. Yeah, it's not that one. There's a worse corner. But yeah, it's just knowing where it is. So I can't plan ahead enough. I could keep looking at the map to be fair, but that's annoying. So I can't really plan ahead for the corner, like, you know, the turning and angle and all that. I could plan ahead if I used the map and did it that way, but it's just boring and annoying. So we're not planning ahead in that regard. Let's hope when we get there we've took the right angle on the approach. Okay, a few more trees around here. Bit of a drop to the right there, so we've got to be a bit careful here. That's not too bad. All these trailers laying around. We do need to go around and get some of these at some point. I keep thinking about doing it, but no, I just never do it. I've got other things to do. Missions to complete. There's probably lots of money sitting around that we could use. There's also got stuff in them. We should really look at them for missions. I tend to just to go and get what we need and forget about the trailers that have got stuff in already, to be fair. It's just an easy thing to do. If it's near to where you are, just go and grab what you need and deliver it, rather than going, oh yeah, there's a trailer there that's got stuff on, let's go and use that. I never do that. So far, I'm trying to think where this really awkward. Oh, it's here. Okay, so this is the bit I'm concerned about. You can see the rocks kind of go onto the actual road. It's quite tight, narrow, big drop down the right hand side. Rocks on the inside too. Come on. No. Got caught. I knew the angle may have been wrong there, just because you can see how tight that is. Okay. We'll have to try and get this angle right just to get round here. The pure power of the P16 isn't just going to brute force it through. The rocks aren't exactly going to move for us. It's all on the turn. Is that enough? Come on, swing it round. It's done it. Wow, okay. There was me thinking that was going to be really tricky, and actually, it wasn't that bad. I'm pretty happy with that. There's a big smile on my face right now, because that was a point of concern, and actually that wasn't too bad at all. Okay, that's a relief. That's worked out really well. So the rest of it, this is actually quite straightforward, I think. I think we just follow this road down, and we get to the dam crossing itself, I think. I don't think there's any other tricky parts. And I think we are quite close to the bottom as well. That's the other thing that annoys me with this, like, mountain climb or decline, is the fact that it is such a long kind of stretch, and then you can never know if you're near the top or the bottom at times. It always, I think I'm near the top and I'm not. I think I'm near the bottom and I'm nowhere near. It really confuses me. But I'm happy. P16 though, can't fault it so far. You know, it is really pulled well. It's kept going in tough situations, although we've not really put it through its paces yet. The real test will be coming up. But so far, it's done well. I think that getting through that bridge and the tight section on Drummond Island really showed how good the P16 could be. And even around that rocky section. The turning circle is poor, but at the same time, it's still got the right angle eventually, or pretty quickly to be fair. Oh, okay, bollards. We've got to watch out for these. These can do some damage. The cones don't, but the two bollards there, I've hit them a few times, sometimes at speed, and they can really smash up your suspension and your wheels. God knows what they're made of. Titanium probably, but they can really do some damage. So I try and avoid them where we can, just because that damage can be really bad. Okay, so we are coming up to the dam now, and then after that it's going to get tricky. But I'm crossing my fingers. I can cross my toes on one foot. The other foot doesn't move, so it's not going to cross its toes. But yeah. If anyone knows of a better route to take than we planned for Smithfield Dam, do let me know in the comments. More than happy to, after I've done it, to be told, by the way, you could have done this route and it's half the time. I did consider the water crossing, but I did also think that would be silly. I bet you people say you can do that though. But yeah, if you know a better route we could have taken, or a quicker route on Smithfield Dam to get this to the drilling site, do let me know. More than happy to know where I've gone wrong. It's always good to get someone else's opinion of what they did maybe and what route they took. Because in the future that may help me plan other routes, because I'll be going, okay, well last time I did this, but actually I could have done this instead. So yeah, always happy to hear about that. So any other advice people done on for this mission specifically, but anything else in general, is there a better route to take? I'm not redoing it. Let's put it that way. Once it's done, it's done. But is there a better route? I say that as I'm confident we're going to make it in one go. If I tip this trailer, I'm not going to be pleased. It'll be all hands on deck with every vehicle we have with a crane on the back trying to help. Okay, where's our? We've got a turn we've got to find. I hate this turn, mainly because I always miss it. Although I did put a marker there, so I shouldn't miss it this time. There we go. So left-hand turn here. Again, I may have kind of left this a bit late on the turn. Can we get up? This is where the fun begins. See how awkward that turn is, and that's all down to me messing up the turn there. Come on. Yeah, I messed it up. I should have gone wider on the approach and swung it around more. And instead I just carried on and just did it as we were going. I should have planned that a bit better. Come on. Diff lock's automatically always on. I keep forgetting that. I keep pressing it. It's not moving it though, is it? Look at that fuel amount. 16.8 litres per minute. Trying to pull this over. This is where we're going to really drink fuel if we're not careful. Come on. It is teasing it ever so slightly. It's getting beached, I think. Yeah. Come on. It's doing it. It is doing it. This is where the P16 is really shining. That brute force power. Obviously diff lock helps, but also low range as well. That worked out really well. Again, could have avoided that. If I had taken that corner better, could have avoided that whole situation. Our fuel though, instead of being on the road when it was quite low, is now a lot higher. That's something to keep an eye on. And it is just because of the rough track. As soon as you're off-road, it does change dramatically how much you're using fuel-wise, because how much more you're pulling. You know, the route's not smooth. Okay, we are stuck already. How are we stuck already? Got a trailer there yet? Ah, it's the rocks on the outside there. This is where I'm going to regret going this route. Probably could have gone farm and got through easier. We're going to end up at the farm anyway. Maybe I shouldn't have done this way. I can't get through. P16 just seems to be too wide. It has got big old sides on it, hasn't it? Come on, see if we can get a different angle. got to get through here. Can't reverse it. There's something behind the tray that's stopping me reversing anymore as well. There'll be a tree. Oh, there we go. We're through. We're okay. Right. I don't know if I can reverse back and get off and go up the farm. Because I think with the power we've got, we probably could go across the field. But I would have to reverse this all the way back to get to a turning point to be able to turn around. So I don't think we've got a choice. So go a bit more on the bank. There we go. I didn't want to go on the bank the first time because I was concerned about this turn here and how wide we'd need to be to make the trailer make it. Hence why I went more to the left, but obviously the rock then put pay to that. This is going to drink our fuel as well. So I've not been able to go as wide here as I would have liked. Another rock to get over. To reverse again, I think. Yes. I did think this could be tricky, but I thought I didn't know if we can make the farm. Obviously the farm's underwater, the entrance isn't brilliant, and the weight we're carrying would probably make us sink into the mud quite quickly. But I completely think that this could be too narrow a gap. The bottom is, if we don't get through here, we're not getting that trailer out. If we have to detach for whatever reason, there is no way that trailer's moving anywhere. Because there's no way I'm going to be able to put it out, back or front, if I can't get it through. So, okay, we're in low range. It's not really going anywhere. All we do is just keep pulling, keep trying to just try and get some movement. You can see why it's stuck on that ridge on the inside there. And it's all because of the angle we took. Can we reverse at all? Try and get a different, even a slight angle change may be enough to get this round. Come on, just a bit. Even reversing, it's not like him. Right, can we get more to the left, maybe? It's not doing it, is it? Oh, this may pop up. We don't tell me we've got to redo the whole thing. If we have to redo this mission, it means starting back again on Drummond Island. And I don't want to do that. We're already this far in. There we go, got some movement. Oh, that moved quite a bit there. That might help us. Now, we'll go more to the left here to try and get the angle. Come on, low range, pull, pull, pull. Drinking fuel like anything. Come on. Got to get more to this left hand side, I think. Just trying to brute force it. But yeah, this is just getting beached on the inside. Oh, this wasn't what I needed. Come on. Come on. You can do it. Just knock all the rocks out of the way. They're not moving. The rocks are never moving anywhere. They're not like the ones you see on the road that move underneath you. They're not moving no matter what we do. Oh, I should have gone farm. Should have gone farm. But I can't change it now. I'm not starting again. Come on. While the trailer is upright, I'm not starting again. If it falls, different story. Come on. Just can't get the angle on the back end, it seems. Just trying to keep reversing it to try and change our angle of approach, just to allow that to come round a bit more. Okay, we're going more to the right this time. We haven't done it this way. We've been more to the left normally. Oh, okay, that worked. So I've been trying to go left to try and allow it to swing. This time I've gone tighter to the inside, and that actually moved it a lot more than we've done previously. Come on. I didn't think that was the only thing we could try, to be fair. But I thought I had always had to be out wide and swing in, but actually going tight really helped. Come on. Such an angle as well, which isn't helpful. Does that help? Yeah. Come on, you're so close. I keep forgetting I've got a winch. Why don't I use a winch before? So I didn't even think about winch. We're through though. I think we're through. I think we've got out of the situation we was in. I think we have. And actually, the way we've been driving, taking the corners wide, was actually the mistake, it seems, there. I say that. We're still out of the woods yet. Come on. Pull us forward. Use the trees. I'm surprised them trees aren't being uprooted with the weight the winch is trying to pull. To be fair. Come on. No, no, alright, they're gone. Come on, pull us round. I don't know why I forgot about the winch, to be fair. Well, no matters, we made it. We're through. Okay. Sigh of relief, because I was really in the back of my head thinking, we're going to have to redo this, we're going to have to start again, don't want to do that. We made it. So weird that the wide turn didn't help there, and we needed more of a tighter turn that did. It may just have been because of the way the truck was stuck, the trailer was stuck, that actually the tighter turn helped us escape. I don't know. What are we stuck on? I think we've got the back end stuck a bit there. I think it's the trailer getting caught on something. A tree. So I didn't take this one wide enough, hence the tree now catching the trailer. You would think with the force or the weight of that trailer, suppose if we hit it quicker, you'd expect the force to crush the tree or snap it in two. Right, come on, just go. There's the tree it's causing the problem. There we go. Squeeze it through. Come on. There's a tree here when I'm right outside. Watch out for that one. Don't get caught in the branches. Come on. Okay. Yes. Okay. Big difference from Drummond Island, isn't it? Just how much harder it is. And it, yeah, like I say, it could be my route. I think we should have gone farm rather than that tight corner we took with the rocks. But then my concern was obviously getting stuck in the mud there. So pulling this out with the trailer would be tricky. The weight it would have, I think, would be really hard to pull out with any truck we have. So I didn't want to risk that. But it doesn't matter. We're going to be at the farm in a minute. Here we are, approaching the farm. Fantastic. That's actually got here really well. Time-wise, I don't think we've done too bad. You know, obviously I try and keep every episode down to around half an hour. We're just over that now. We know there's still a bit more to go. But I don't think that's too bad, to be fair. And it's handled the journey pretty well so far, P16. I think obviously the route could have been better. But, you know, doesn't matter. We made it. That's the important thing. So, we're going to scoot straight through the farm, up the hill, and then we can take the right-hand road from the log station and use that to try and follow more the main track that should be wider and less obstacles. Because the tight turnings and some of the lesser tracks are the ones I'm concerned about. I took this corner wrong again, yeah. Reverse to get that angle a bit better. Okay, let's go. Up the hill. Pull. Pull. Yeah, it's fine now. Just got the angle wrong, so we got caught up a little bit. But yeah, the lesser routes I think are going to be a lot tighter angles around some of the corners and things. You can see the weight is really putting a strain on the P16 getting up here. I don't think this is really that steep, but it's the weight of it I think is causing the issue with the P16. I'd say P16, my guess is, without knowing the engine yet, that it's probably one of the most powerful vehicles we have. Between that and the Twin Star. Twin Star? That's wrong, isn't it? Transtar. No, I called it wrong. Twin Steer's the other one. But no, I think the Transtar and this are probably the most powerful vehicle we have, without knowing the engine size yet. But now we're in Smithfield Dam, we can actually get this back to the garage. Once this is all done and out of the way, and actually have a proper look at it, which would be good. Fuel, we're at 88 litres. That's a concern. I think we get to the log station and then we have a look at fuel and make a decision. Again, I don't want to get close and then run out of fuel. I think log station's that nice halfway point that if we want fuel, we can get something there fairly quickly, rather than, you know, getting a lot closer to the drilling site, because we're taking the long route. It's going to take something a lot longer to get to us to refill fuel. So log station and then we assess. I think that's the best plan. What are we getting stuck on here? It's not really much of an incline. Could be the loose rocks maybe causing an issue with the trailer, to be fair, making it harder. So keep going. Low range definitely is the way to go on these little climbs. I'm pretty happy though with how it's gone so far. I think we've done a decent job. Obviously route choice, well, 100%, but P16 it's done fantastic. It really has. I don't know what other vehicle would have done it like this. I don't know what vehicle we could have used that we own We're not buying vehicles, obviously, for those that don't know. I don't know what would have done this better. That's the thing. The Transstar maybe, but even then, I don't know. I don't know if it would have pulled it. Okay, log station's here. So let's stop, let's reassess. We are very low on fuel. So I think our best bet, still quite a way to go. I don't want to take that rough track there. I think we get a fuel trailer. I think that's the best thing we can do. At this point, we called on the Chevrolet Kodiac with the fuel on the back to come and refuel the Pacific P16. We haven't shown the journey the Kodiak took, mainly because it's through the farm, the route we've just taken ourselves. Didn't see the point, but here's the Kodiak to fill us up. Let's crack on and get this job done. Okay, so now we need to... Why can't we refuel? Oh, it's not... It needs to be near the front, doesn't it? I don't want... Can I reverse? Or is that... move that closer to me? I don't know if I can reverse. I can reverse and get a bit closer. It just says moving. The Kodiak, to be fair. Fairly simple journey for the Kodiak, though. Nice and simple. So now we should be able to refuel. There we go. Not from the Kodiak itself. Let's change the fuel tank. I think that's the first time I put a fuel tank on one of our trucks. It looks weird. But perfect. The Chevrolet Kodiak got there nice and simply. Through the farm. All good. Still going to follow the route we picked out. I think, obviously, longer route, but less chances of having any issues with tight turns. This probably is going to be our tightest. Yeah, that's an issue. Gotta get this turn right. That tree's in the wrong place. If that tree wasn't there, this would be an easy turn. But a little bit of reversing. Just touched the tree there, but that's all good. Let's give it a little tap. We're off and away again. Okay. This should be fairly simple. I say should. I'm hoping. But yeah. I could have used the GMC as a fuel carrier, to be fair, but I didn't think it was worthwhile. I just thought the Kodiak, I thought it would make it, and it did, for, you know, without any hassle. I'm still a little bit wary of the GMC at times, just because of experience when we first had it. I know it's different now, it's got better tyres on it, some upgrades, but I'm still a little bit wary about using it. When I want something quickly and simply, I want the best thing we've got to hand. And to be fair, the only two in the garage we had nearby was the Kodiak and the GMC. I just thought the Kodiak would do it perfectly. I've taken this corner wrong, haven't I? No. Yeah. I might need to use the trees here. Have I taken it wrong, or is it just a tight corner that I've kind of mistaken a little bit? Maybe. Reverse it back and try and take it slightly differently. There we go. Got to remember we can still use the winch if needed. As long as it doesn't connect to the wrong place, obviously. Trying a quick winch is all well and good, but if you get the wrong place, it's really annoying. A quick winch is just, I find it really useful, but yeah, it doesn't always go the way you want it to. Don't want it on the left hand side. There we go. That'll do. Put us towards that bit. We're currently off the road, off the track. I call it a road, but in my eyes it should be a track. But I know I call them roads. But it's just the simplest thing to call them. We're not quite close enough. I was going to say the pole on the right hand side would be perfect. Can we get forward a little bit more to that pole? Might not need it. Come on. Go on, Pacific. You can do it. Just getting stuck. Don't know if it's the steepness of the hill or it's the trailer getting caught. I'm not sure what it is. And the fact we're not on the road itself or the track itself. Come on. So close to being there. Come on. Maybe this hill is steeper than I realised, to be fair. It does. As we're going, I know it's dark and that makes it difficult to tell. But maybe that is steeper than you first think. I think it might be, to be fair. It didn't seem that bad, but now looking at it, as we're kind of going up it, it does seem really steep. We're rolling back when we let go, that's the thing. Come on, put us forward. These metal poles, the lights, are the best things to use, because we know we can't uproot them, and they are really good to get your winch onto. Come on. We just can't get the traction either, that's the problem. And this was meant to be the easy route. I think the other routes, like I say, I think they would have been harder in terms of turning and things. This is only hard because of this little hill and the weight, lack of traction. Sounds like a big long list by the end of it, doesn't it? But it's not. Come on. See that fuel sloshing around? I'm not going to be sat in front of my fuel tank, to be fair there. I know on modern cars, the fuel tank's generally underneath the boot, isn't it, at the back? Which is fine. Fuel tank right behind where you're sitting and driving. If something happens, that's bad. I've never noticed that before. Maybe I should have done. Okay. Come on. Need something that's going to stay and pull us. No, that tree didn't stay. I did think that could be an issue. As soon as I put it on, I'm like, that's not going to stay. Come on. So close to being there. Fuel is quite high, trying to drag this up here. What are we actually caught? Is it beaching? Maybe. Maybe it is beaching on the hill. We're getting some movement. I wonder if it is actually beaching on the hill. The trailer is quite low. The construction rig semi-trailer. They've got like the skirting on the side. It is quite low. It's easy to catch that when you're going up hills, especially uneven ground as well. So that could be potentially what that is. And I don't generally take that into account, to be fair. Oh, that's dipping. That's dipping. Okay, it's fairly stable. I think to tip this over would be quite a feat, especially with the route we've taken. I think if we'd gone the other way, where you go past the beach and the rocks to the left and right, that could have potentially been a point where you could go over. But if the trailer goes over, the P16 goes over with it. There's no way it's not. But yeah, I think it's too solid and heavy to actually roll easily. So we've got that in our favour, to be fair. I'm not always as worried when it starts tipping a little bit as we are with some other stuff. We're making good progress now, trucking along nicely. I don't know how far we've still got left to go, to be fair. Can't be far. I'd say we're close. And even though we haven't got all-wheel drive with the P16, the mud isn't too much of an issue. I say that as we're getting a little bit bogged down. But it's not been too much of an issue. And we've got some fair amount of weight on us as well. So if we were going to have an issue because we haven't got all-wheel drive, you would expect it to be when you've got a big load of weight on the back. And we haven't had that. P16 seems to grip really well. I know the diff lock's always on, so all the wheels spin at the same speed all the time. I think that makes a big difference, to be fair. Normally, on most vehicles, you can't have diff lock on unless you have low range on, which is a lot slower. Good for hill climbing. Oh, that's a ball corner for me. Too tight. Oh, hit the lamppost. Got around there in the end. There we go. This has got a bit of a weird corner here. We're okay. Come on. This is where the poor turning circle of the P16 causes us an issue, to be fair. Want to go more to the right, I think we're stuck. I don't think the is it a trailer or is it us? I think it's us. I don't think it's the trailer that's getting stuck. Maybe, I don't know. It's difficult to tell which one it is. Which is the fault, the truck or the trailer? Come on. Pure pulling power. We're through. All good. That fuel is so high. But yeah, I'm really happy how this has gone. I think I've said that a few times. I don't know, I'm repeating myself now. It's a long journey. These long journeys are tiring. But I think we're nearly there. It's so difficult to tell at night. I know a marker's there. I think that's water ahead. I think we're approaching the drilling site. A bit more speed as we go downhill. Take the corner. I think we are nearly there. The thing is, my blue markers won't stop because they're actually at the point of delivery, so they won't stop, and we're like, oh, next stop is there. They'll just keep going. A little bit of a hill climb here. Not too bad though. Fuel's okay. usage wise anyway. I think it got to about 11 point something, which isn't too bad. We've had highs higher than that when we've been stuck and stuff. Oh, this is getting a bit awkward. Ground's not wet though. It's a dry mud, which is fine for grip. Definitely not struggling with that. And we're here. This is the drilling site. We have made it. Wow, okay, what a journey. Drummond Island, Smithfield Dam, construction rig semi-trailer on the back, Pacific P16 has been amazing all the way through this. Let's get this done. There's the drop-off point. Happy days. And that is out with the old. Done. I do love them kind of animations when it shows you've done something, it's building up. Stage complete. What? Hang on. I didn't. There's more than one stage to this. Ah, I didn't know that. Okay, so the second stage, we need to deliver metal beams to the drilling site. That's something we'll have to look at next time. We've used a lot of time today. I thought this would be done in one. That's all we had to do. Obviously, I didn't look at the mission properly. So we'll look at the rest of this mission in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you very soon for more SnowRunner.